trainers, travelers, and battlers. You know what it is, Jay Devin, back at it with another video. I'm calling this my catastrophic Kingdom Cup conundrum. Yes, this is it, round 4 of 4. I know I've hyped up going for first place, and it's sad to not see it happen. We did face some fearsome competition, and they did a great job. I've thought a lot about what I could have done better, and I've also received some great insider tips from Jimma Banks. I'll put the link to his channel in the description below. From my perspective, when I watch my own matches and battles, I focus too much on countering sub-meta options. He who shall not be named traumatized me so much that I focused on being able to counter him. That was a bad idea. And also I didn't include Alolan Marowak. So we're going to jump right in to battles here with Go Blue all the way. He is our regional rep for the Sylph Road. And he also went in with a great team. Basically the Anti-Lucario team. So obviously, since it's an Anti-Lucario team, I mean, the reason I say that is Charizard, Skarmory, and Altaria. He has 3 things that do pretty well in 1v1 against Lucario. So, yeah, we ended up not losing Lucario at all. That was a bad idea, by the way. Don't shield the Dragon Claws from the Flygon. I mean, they're scary because they can do a lot of damage, and Flygon gets to them fast. You know, it makes you second guess yourself a little bit. Like, can I tank it? Can I not tank it? You got to remember that Altaria is a tank. The things Altaria really needs to be terrified of, especially in the Kingdom Cup, are Bastiodon, specifically with Smackdown and Stone Edge, as well as Lapras with Ice Shard and Ice Beam. You know, when it comes to things like another Altaria or even a Dragonair or Flygon, you don't really need to use the shields for it. I don't think it's, you know, a worthy investment of your shields. We had the perfect matchup here, though, because we have the Steelix in our lineup. Steelix versus Skarmory. It's not going to be really ideal for him. I mean, the Sky Attack's going to hurt because it's such a strong and efficient move, but it's just not really going to do anything to Steelix. He comes in with the Charizard. We have the perfect swap. We got him switch locked right now because we have the Bastiodon with the Stone Edge. Beautiful. Watch it. So he gets off this Blast Burn. I decide not to shield it because I was also kind of curious. I'm like, how much damage can Blast Burn do if it goes unblocked to Bastiodon? And you saw that. Blast Burn does a lot of damage. Pretty sure they called it Blast Burn for a reason. It's like the Inferno. We don't even need to use the shield. The Sky Attack's going to hurt, but we have the matchup and pretty much the advantage at this point. We're just going for the crunch. It's going to deal neutral to Skarm, and he's got no more shields. Makes absolutely no... I mean, the Earthquake's also going to be neutral, but I'd rather just go for the crunch because we are kind of low enough on health at this point that, you know, if we try and meme the meme team, we're going to get memed. But that's it. GG's for game 1. We took the W. Pretty easy. Shout out to Go Blue for coming in with such a fun lineup. He made a comment too. With my lineup, I mean, obviously, you know, he looked at my lineup when I was looking at his, and he was like, "You lost twice?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "You have a 1500 CP Lucario and you lost." My Lucario's IVs, they're not even, you know, really ideal for PvP. They're not. I just decided to use this one for the Kingdom Cup and to keep it in the Great League because it was exactly 1500 CP. I mean, that same thing goes for my Skarmory. It's not ideal PvP IVs. Same thing goes for my Flygon. It's not ideal PvP IVs. I don't really, personally, I don't consider PvP IVs to be too much of a factor, you know, when it comes to themed cups like this. I mean, that's just me. I know they can make a difference but from what I've heard and what I've seen, the difference PvP IVs make in certain situations, it's so niche. It's not going to happen that often. It will almost never happen because there's such thing as shielding. There's such thing as switching. There's such thing as type effectiveness. You know, all the things you consider when it comes to PvP and to matchups. PvP IVs is probably the last thing, you know, you should really consider important. What you really need to worry about is the meta and what the best Pokemon are. Here we are going into the next battle. I decided to open up with Steelix. I made the choice to put Lapras in, and here's why. I'll just let the battle play out. I want you to pay attention to how much damage this waterfall is doing too. I might consider Kingdra pretty soon. But anyways, so I chose the Lapras because, one, my Lapras has Water Gun, Surf, and Dragon Pulse, okay? So that's one thing you got to consider. I specifically chose the Lapras that has Surf and Dragon Pulse. I have another Lapras that I can use that has Ice Beam and Water Gun. I didn't buy a second move yet. But for this Kingdom Cup, I feel like Dragon Pulse is all around a better decision. And, I mean, here's why. So, the Lapras with Water Gun, Surf, and Dragon Pulse is pretty much going to win over a Lapras that has Ice Shard, Surf, and Ice Beam, or Water Gun, Surf, and Ice Beam, for example. That's just because Lapras is pretty much always going to resist itself, but Dragon Pulse does deal neutral damage to Lapras. So I decided to invest in the one with Dragon Pulse, not only because it's going to win me matchups against another Lapras if we end up in a mirror match, but also because Lapras with Water Gun, Surf, and Dragon Pulse is a good, viable counter for Steelix. If there's no shields, or if they don't shield it, it's a great option against an Altaria, or a Flygon, or a Kingdra. And it just annihilates Charizard. And, you know, also, even though Lapras is going to get really, really beat up bad by Lucario, in a certain situation, you know, the Surf could potentially win the match. If they have a low health Lucario and you come in with a full health Lapras and you're able to Water Gun and Surf, you might end up winning. You know, there's little situations like that when I consider building my teams and what moves, etc. is, you know, look at the whole meta. Think about the moves. Think about all the specific and potential matchups. I know that's a lot to think about, but really the easiest way for you to do that is really just to practice. Practice, practice, practice as much as you can. And when you come across situations where you lose or it's a very close loss like I've had in this Kingdom Cup, then, you know, you can learn from it and you can find better options, basically. I was kind of surprised that the Flamethrower didn't get rid of the Skarm. I thought it would have gotten rid of it. You got to remember, though, Bastiodon, even though he's a monster tank, he has super low attack. So even, you know, super effective moves like that, unless it's something really, really squishy, like Lucario, it's not necessarily going to KO it. But that's it. That's all there is to it. So shout out to the Sylph team and all the hard work you guys are doing. I know we have leaderboards coming out like, I want to say right when I'm recording this video, because I'm going to try and upload this on the same night. But that's it, guys. That was my Kingdom Cup experience. Obviously, you know, we could have made better choices. We thought we were making the best choices, but, you know, you live and you learn as you go on. The meta kind of develops. You know, it always introduces itself in these past cups as being one primo team or one primo Pokemon to use in the cup. And then you get these, you know, sub-meta options like my Dragonair video I made before. I might still actually consider Dragonair for my team moving forward because it's performing a lot better than people would have anticipated. And then I knew it would. I should have run Dragonair. I feel like such a dingus for not doing it. Anyways, you know, that's it. That's the end of it. So GG's to the battles and GG's to the video because it's over. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, drop some comments, please subscribe if you feel my vibe, and also most importantly, please remember to have a freaking good day.